Hey, good Sunday morning, everybody. It is May 11th, and I'm Chris Allen here with your 270 weather. Weather for the 270 area code and beyond. We're about to feel some heat. We're also about to get some rain. Then, after we get some rain, we're going to feel some heat. I mean, the heat is going to get turned up as we get on into this coming week. Get ready for it. Some parts of the country, like Dallas, Fort Worth, Central Texas, may start to feel, temperatures near 100. No, I'm not kidding. Uh, there will be places like Minnesota, the Dakotas that hit 90. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be big time heat that's coming to that part of the country. And we're going to get some of that. We're going to get some of that heat as we get toward the end of this week. So just prepare. We could see our first 90-degree day this year, maybe on Friday, a little bit later on. And then, how can I forget about the earthquake? If you didn't hear, there was an earthquake yesterday in parts of Tennessee, eastern part of Tennessee, but there was about 40,000 people who felt it and reported it. It was a 4.1 on the Richter scale. That's not a minor trembler. That's a pretty good shaker. Didn't do any damage that we know of, but people in several states, including southeastern Kentucky, felt some of the shaking going on yesterday morning. There is a chance, about a 20 to 25% chance, that the USGS says you could feel some aftershocks from that as we go through this week. Pretty crazy, crazy stuff. But our immediate, forecast here is going to talk about rain and thunderstorms. Not so much today, even though there's some activity that I will show you that's on the radar. But first, let's look at the Plano cam. And here's a picture that when I look at it, I think, Happy Mother's Day. Yeah, it looks nice, doesn't it? I think so. I mean, some clouds, sun breaking through, all the plants, trees, and all nice and green. It's just kind of it just reflects Mother's Day, I think. That's just me, though. But a pretty picture on this Mother's Day. Yeah, there are clouds, but I mean, they kind of paint a nice picture with the sun breaking through. I like that. So let's hope your Mother's Day is a good one. I think you're going to be able to get in a barbecue or an outdoor, activity, maybe going to the lake, maybe doing something in the yard. It's up to you. I mean, but it's not going to be a washout, even though there have been a few showers that tried to show up this morning. They hit the dry air that is sitting over us right now, and they just kind of fade away or fall apart. So there's the view, Plano Cam at 7:40 a.m. on this Sunday, Mother's Day. Looking back on our Saturday, we had a high of 74, 3 degrees cooler than normal, which is 77, and we had a low of 49. No rainfall past 24 hours. But as I said, there are some showers that are trying to get started on the radar this morning. There you see them, mainly south and east of the 270, and most of these are in the 615, and they're headed north. There was a few sprinkles this morning just east of Bowling Green. Now you can see some of that is further north and falling apart. There's a lot of dry air sitting over us right now. So even though the radar may show some reflectivity and what looks like echoes on the radar screen, a majority, not all of it, but a majority of what we're seeing is not even reaching the ground until you get over into the Cumberland Plateau and then over here uh, back west of Clarksville, Tennessee, and the land between the lakes over toward Dover, Tennessee. Yeah, there's some light rain reaching the ground, but I still think we're going to get through much of the day just mainly cloudy. It may look like it wants to rain, but the rain I think will hold off for southern Kentucky until this afternoon. So if you've got something planned outdoors, I think you're going to be okay. Yeah, there you go. We'll hope for that anyway. That's the hope. Because the dry air, and I'll show you how dry it um, is going to take a while to become saturated. Here's a look at clouds this morning from the high resolution satellite, and you can see that we have, yes, those clouds that I just showed you on the Plano cam, but we also have a lot of sunshine back here west of Bowling Green. Russellville's getting sunshine, Morgantown, Crofton, Madisonville, Central City, Adairsville, and Springfield and Clarksville, Tennessee, Portland. Then you start to see some cloudiness back into far southwestern Kentucky. But these are scattered clouds. They're not thick clouds necessarily. These are all just coming up from the south. And you saw the movement of the radar. The rains are coming up from the south. And as I go further south into Tennessee, you can see the real moisture is down south of Nashville. And that's what's coming our way. Everything that we're going to see as far as rain and cloud cover, it's all coming up from the south with that area of low pressure. If you watched me yesterday, and I was talking about that. All right, here's a look at the Kentucky Mesonet network this morning. And we've got temperatures in the 50s and 60s. And it feels pretty nice, although it's going to get a little more humid today. And the next several days are going to be humid. It is going to feel even sticky at times. Just going to be that way for a while, it appears, from what I can see. So we've got 60, 61, a few upper 50s. Let's check the dew points and compare. Dew point temperatures are in the 40s. So that's why I'm saying there's a big dew point depression between the air temperature and the dew point temperature. They're far apart. So when that happens, you're talking, quick math here, 50, 60% relative humidity. We're not talking 90 to 100% relative humidity. So with the numbers that far apart, it's anything that you see on the radar that I just showed you is probably not hitting the ground. And if it does, it would just be a sprinkle or maybe a raindrop or two on your windshield. That's it. So that's why I say go ahead, plan what you want to do outdoors today. You should be fine. The real rainfall is going to hold off until this afternoon and tonight, and then, of course, tomorrow and Tuesday. Winds are going to continue to come from the east and northeast, and right now they're about 5 to 10 miles per hour. There may be a little breeze at times at 11 to 15, but that's it, just small breezes for a short time. Everything else is looking very nice this morning. Just cloudy, just a lot of clouds hanging around. All right, let's go to the maps. I'll show you what's brewing there. And here's the setup this morning. As you can see, we've got moisture incoming from the south, and then we have a cold front to the north. Now, these two are going to work together to help touch off some of the showers and maybe a thunderstorm or two this afternoon, but more so, I think, into Tennessee and maybe a little bit into southern Kentucky. This is 1 o'clock this afternoon. You see, there's Bowling Green. We're still okay. We're still mainly dry. Now, there could be a renegade shower around, but I think most of any kind of organized rainfall, thunderstorms is going to stay south until we get into tonight. Here we are, 7 o'clock. You've got this disturbance that's coming through. You can see the broken lines right there, and the moisture that's increasing from the south, from out of Tennessee and the Gulf, headed north. All of this is pushing northward. So as we get into early Monday morning, here we go. Rain, maybe some rumbles of thunder. I don't see anything that suggests severe weather. These would just be your general thunderstorms, garden variety stuff. So don't be worried if you hear rumbles of thunder, see a flash of lightning. That doesn't mean it's going to be severe. Here we go into the morning on Monday. Pretty good coverage of rain everywhere, across all of our area codes and zip codes for that matter. Here is the low pressure system. And as I mentioned before, this is the low pressure system that was with us a few days ago. It went south into the Gulf of Amerigo, Amerigo, Mexicana, Me- Mer- Gulf of America. I almost said Gulf of Mexico, but they ought to combine the two and just anyway. You know what I'm talking about, the Gulf. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna slip up and say Gulf of Mexico. I mean, it's just gonna, it's out of habit. I've been doing this a while and I've been saying it for a while. So anyway, there's the low pressure system and the occlusion. That's an occlusion there, that purple, what almost looks like a cold front, but also a warm front. This is where low pressure gets wrapped up in itself, so to speak. And it's got the energy with it to touch off more rain and thunderstorms. This is 7 o'clock Monday evening with more rain, more thunderstorms, even as we get into Tuesday morning. And then into Wednesday morning, we start to see the low move away. And that's when we'll start to kind of push away the rainfall chances from west to east, and things begin to settle down and dry out a little, not completely, but a little. So here we go into Wednesday. Warm front approaches. This is the warm front that's going to set us up for what looks to be the warmest air of the year so far. So when I was talking about 90s in the north central plains, upper Midwest, and 100s possible for Texas, that's that's the leading edge of that heat wave coming our direction. And with that, there may be a few isolated showers as we get into Friday, especially during the afternoon and evening. And there's another cold front approaching as we get toward the end of the week. And that cold front settles in here on Saturday. So next Saturday is looking like we'll see scattered showers and thunderstorms. And that may continue into next Sunday, a week from today as well. Looking at the blender, the infamous model blender, we go near 80 today, 79, 80, 78, 76 to 78 tomorrow with the rain and the thunderstorms, mid 70s again on Tuesday. As we get into Wednesday and the rains become more isolated, that's going to allow us to warm back into the low 80s. But look at that. Thursday looks to be, if there's going to be a day that we could hit 90 degrees for the first time this year, Thursday is going to be your day. 89, 90, upper 80s. Looks like a good bet. Then we get into the mid 80s Friday, low 80s Saturday. with those scattered showers and thunderstorms, then upper 70s to low 80s for the rest of the weekend and the beginning of the following week. It's yeah, it's going to be it's almost going to feel like hot. It's going to feel hot. I think by Thursday we're going to really start to feel a lot of heat. Here is the 7-day graphic that you can see at WNKY.com on the WNKY News 40 weather app. And Micah showed this yesterday during his weather segments. Near 80 today for Mother's Day, then rainy, stormy Monday, Tuesday, mid 70s. I don't see severe weather. Severe weather doesn't look to be an issue. Wednesday, a shower chance. Thursday, mostly sunny. And that's when we could go 90. He's put 88, but again, based on what he saw last night, 88, we'll say 88 to 90, certainly possible. I mean, if it's very likely, we've hit 88 already this year, a couple of times, I think, but we have not hit 90 yet. But it's very likely on Thursday, then mid 80s Friday with scattered showers and storms. Same thing on Saturday with highs in the low 80s. It's going to start to heat up. So there you go. Okay, Rod and Gale, cicada brood. Any updates? This is new to us. Oh, yeah. Well, let's see. We got earthquakes. We've got cicadas. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, the cicadas are starting to come out. I saw something yesterday, and I really haven't dived deep into this, but there's a certain brood. I think it's 14. I think it's I want to say it's 14, the brood. And it's got a scientific name attached to it as well. But they're starting to come out in Tennessee. They've started to see it, and it's going to start to work its way very slowly north. So you may start to see or hear, those things get loud. The cicadas are coming. They're going to be out. They're going to be out very soon, if not today, the next couple of days. So get ready. If you're in the 270, the 615 and 606 and all the other area codes, yeah, you're going to be dealing with cicadas. They are coming out and they're going to make some noise. It's just part of it. Let's see here. Pamela Sue. Good morning from Sevierville, Tennessee. Wow, that's over in Dolly Parton's part of the world. We usually get the weather you predict in my Kentucky home a day or two later. Have a blessed day. Yeah. Well, appreciate you watching, Pamela, from Sevierville. I like that area. Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, East Tennessee, Smokies. Love that area. So thank you for watching all the way over there. All right, you guys have a very blessed Sunday. And if you're a mom, happy Mother's Day. I hope that you have a good one. And if your kids are saying, hey, mom, we're going to fire up the grill or we're going to go to the lake and we want you to go with us and we're going to grill some burgers or steaks or whatever, we want you to come with us. Just go. It's going to be fun. I don't think we're going to see that much in the way of rain yet. That will come later this afternoon and this evening and the next 2 days. There will be rain and thunderstorms. In the meantime, thank you for watching 270 Weather as always. God bless you and have a wonderful